Coronation Street teased that on Wednesday, July 23, passions will flare and loyalties will be tested as Kevin's desperate attempt to repair his marriage with ABI collapses under the weight of long-buried secrets, and ABI's own wavering heart draws her into Carl's arms. The morning light filters coldly through the living room curtains as Kevin sits hunched at the kitchen table, his hands wrapped tightly around a mug of black coffee. He rehearses the words over and over in his mind, hoping that today, of all days, he can finally bridge the chasm that has opened between him and ABI. His heart pounds as he glances at the family photograph, Kev, ABI and their 2 children, their smiles frozen in happier times. But happiness, Kevin knows, was already crumbling beneath the surface. ABI arrives downstairs, her makeup smudged and eyes rimmed red. The tension between them is a living thing, coiled in the space between their chairs. Kevin looks up, forcing a gentle smile. ABI, he says softly, I need to talk. She crosses her arms, jaw clenched. I'm listening, she says, but the frost in her voice warns him that the bridge he's about to cross may not hold. Kevin inhales. I've been afraid to say this, but you deserve to know the truth. My tests, my diagnosis, it's real. I have cancer. The words hang in the air like broken glass. ABI's eyes widen, not in shock at the announcement, she already suspected as much, but at the confession that he kept it from her for so long. Rage flares in her chest. How could you lie to me, she snaps, the accusation sharper than any blade. After everything we've been through, you kept me in the dark. Kevin's gaze drops to the table. I wanted to protect you, protect the kids. I thought if I told you, you'd see me as weak, see me as broken. ABI's shoulders shake with breathy sobs. And you think I'd rather have you sick and alone than let me share the burden? Kevin reaches across the table, but ABI recoils. Don't touch me. He slumps back, defeat etched across his features. I'm sorry, he whispers. I'm so sorry. Silence stretches, oppressive. Finally, ABI stands, snatches her handbag and coat from the hall stand and storms out. Kevin watches her retreating figure, a pang of fear twisting his gut. He calls after her, voice raw, ABI, please don't go like this. But she's already gone, leaving him alone with the bitter taste of failure. ABI's steps carry her straight to Carl's flat. The muggy summer air of July hangs heavy as she rings his doorbell, heart hammering. Behind her, the world so full of obligations, of whispered apologies, and broken promises fades to a dull drone. Carl answers, concern flashing in his eyes as he takes in her disheveled state. ABI. What's happened, he asks. She barely registers his words, chest heaving as tears spill down her cheeks. He lied, Carl, she chokes out. Kevin lied to me. He kept his illness from me. Her voice breaks. And I can't. I don't know what to do anymore. Carl's expression softens into something gentler, protective, almost tender. He steps aside, guides her into the living room, and offers her a seat on the sofa. She sinks down, wrapping her arms around herself, and he sits beside her, close enough to brush away a stray tear. I'm so sorry, ABI, he murmurs. You didn't deserve that. She lifts her head, gaze fierce. Why didn't he trust me? Why did he treat me like I couldn't handle the truth? She flinches as if the question slashes through her. Then, abruptly, she turns to Carl. I came to you because I needed someone who sees me. Who doesn't hide things. Carl's heart races as he realizes what she's saying. He reaches for her hand, and she doesn't pull away. Their eyes meet, hers full of hurt, his full of promise. In that charged moment, ABI leans in, pressing her lips to his in a kiss that is equal parts desperation and longing. When they part, Carl's face is alight with hope. ABI. If you want this, if you want us, I'm here. I've always been here. Her throat tightens. I don't know what I want. She swallows hard. But right now, I feel safe with you. Carl offers her a tentative smile. Then let's promise each other a new beginning. He takes both her hands in his. No secrets. No lies. Just honesty, from here on in. ABI nods, the knot in her chest easing just a fraction. They sit together in the hazy afternoon light, fingers entwined, imagining, briefly, a future unshadowed by betrayal. But that fragile fantasy shatters the moment Carl sees her the next morning at Kevin's. Carl had arranged to meet ABI near the garage under the guise of picking up the children's soccer kit. Instead, he finds her stepping from Kevin's car, greeting Kevin with a tentative, awkward embrace. Carl's chest tightens at the sight. His blood roars in his ears, and he cannot stay silent. ABI, he calls out, striding forward, but his voice trembles. What was that? ABI wheels around, mortified. Kevin, watching from the passenger seat, lowers the window and studies Carl warily. ABI's cheeks blaze. Carl. Did you tell him you? Carl swallows, eyes dark with hurt. Did you tell him you're seeing me? His words tumble out in an accusatory rush. ABI stammers, searching for an explanation that cannot be found. Things are complicated. Carl's jaw clenches. Complicated. He takes a step closer, lowering his voice to a harsh whisper. You agreed to start something with me. You said you wanted a new life with me. Are you playing me for a fool? ABI flinches at the bitterness in his tone. No. Carl, please. Her voice cracks. I need time. I haven't made up my mind. Carl's eyes narrow. Time. Or excuses. He glances at Kevin, who watches with a mix of triumph and wounded pride. You're still living with him. You still go home to him and the kids. And you want more time. ABI's tears come unbidden. Carl, please. Carl draws in a shaky breath. You should decide whether you want me or whether it's pity that keeps you in that house. His gaze is ice. Because if you go back to him out of guilt, don't pretend it's love. With that, he turns and walks away, leaving ABI rooted to the spot, shame and fear battling for dominance in her chest. That evening, Kevin locks up the garage and slumps into his office chair. He's spent the day watching ABI's face, haunted by her unhappiness, by that kiss she shared with Carl. And the fact that he walked right through it with her in his arms. He presses a hand to his forehead. I have to fix this, he murmurs. He picks up his phone and dials ABI's number. When she answers, he keeps his voice low. ABI. I know you're upset with me. And if I'm honest, I'm furious with myself. For lying, for pushing you away. ABI's response is hesitant. Kevin. He cuts in, voice gentle but insistent. Listen. I don't want you to think I'm punishing you for anything. I want you to know I forgive you. Whatever you and Carl have, he swallows, I forgive you. I just want you here, with me, with the kids. That's all. ABI is silent. Kevin's heart sinks. ABI. Please. I need to think, she whispers. Kevin exhales, pain and relief mingling. Okay, he says finally. Take all the time you need. But I love you. I love our family. I know, she replies, voice breaking. I know. As the phone call ends, ABI sits on her bed, staring at the ceiling. The conflicting loyalties pound in her mind: Kevin, her husband, the father of her children; Carl, the man who held her when she felt most alone. Kevin's forgiveness resonates with the love she still feels for him. Yet Carl's promise of honesty and renewal beckons with equal force. She closes her eyes, trying to sort out her heart's tangled map. In the silence, she senses a third presence, the specter of suspicion that Carl himself shields behind his generosity. Why did he push so hard for clarity? Why did he accuse her so harshly when she needed understanding? Could it be that he isn't as open as he claims? The thought stings like betrayal. Carl, meanwhile, broods in the rover's return. He stares at his pint, untouched, mind racing. Kevin's voice on ABI's voicemail, offering forgiveness in exchange for her return, plays on a loop. Carl clenches his fists, anger and jealousy fueling a darker impulse. He's determined that Kevin should pay for the pain he's caused. Carl's jaw sets, and with a grim smile, he plots his next move. Subtle sabotage at the garage, whispers to the staff, small frustrations that will chip away at Kevin's business and reputation. As dusk falls, Carl slips out the back door of the pub and heads toward the garage. He plans to infiltrate the service logs later tonight, billing for phantom repairs that will eat into Kevin's fragile profits. He'll do it carefully, almost imperceptibly, so Kevin never suspects a single soul. Except maybe ABI, when she eventually discovers the truth. Back at number 6, ABI rises from the bed and paces the room. Memories flash through her mind. Kevin's gentle smile the morning their first child was born, Carl's caring touch when she cried over her husband's deception. She sinks onto the edge of the bed, hands clasped in her lap. "What do I want?" she whispers into the dimness. Outside, the street quiets under a blanket of summer night. But inside her, the conflict rages on. She knows a decision looms, one that will reshape every bond she holds dear. Kevin's confession of illness laid bare the vulnerabilities of their marriage. Carl's romantic refuge revealed her own yearning for honesty and connection. But now Carl's anger and Kevin's plea for forgiveness have opened new wounds. ABI closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. Tomorrow, she decides, she will confront Kevin again, truly face him, not just the caricature of husband and father he has become in her mind. She will tell him how hurt she is, but also how much she still cares. And tomorrow, she will seek Carl out once more, questioning his motives, the kindness he offered, the bitterness he reveals now. Because in the end, ABI knows that the heart cannot be steered by pity or convenience. It demands truth above all. And whatever her decision, she will need the courage to follow that truth, wherever it leads. As the clock ticks toward midnight, Coronation Street's cobbles lie silent, but inside number 6, a lantern still burns. The dawn of July 24th won't bring clarity, but it will bring choices that will set hearts ablaze, tear families apart, and reveal whether love can survive the cruelest betrayals. As dawn edges its pale light through the curtains at number 6, ABI sits upright in bed, mind racing with the threads she must pull tomorrow. She has made no decision yet, but she knows that by day's end, her life will have shifted in ways she cannot yet foresee. Kevin awakens early, determined to seize the day before ABI slips further from him. He brews coffee with trembling hands, then steels himself to visit the garage staff. He will set the record straight about the phantom work orders. He must be the one to expose Carl's sabotage, even if it costs him a measure of pride. Peter, his head mechanic, looks up from the workshop car and explains that 2 high-value jobs were logged last night under an anonymous user account. Kevin's blood roars. He demands the CCTV footage from the back office. When he reviews it, he sees Carl slipping through the unlocked rear door, key fob in hand. Kevin's heart clenches at the betrayal. Carl, the very man ABI had thrown herself into, now weaponizing the garage. Back at the house, ABI rises and dresses in silence, her children's sleepy faces in the hallway sharpening her resolve. She imagines the confrontation with Kevin, the words she must speak, the questions she must ask Carl. At breakfast, ABI's youngest, Ruby, tugs at her sleeve. "Mummy, will Daddy hurt you?" ABI's throat tightens. "No, Pumpkin," she lies, though her confidence wavers. She finds Kevin in his home office, the security log and CCTV still on display. He looks up at her with a mixture of anger and helplessness. "I found this," he says, voice low. "Carl did this." He points at the grainy image of Carl. "He's been billing me for fake repairs." ABI's stomach twists. Why would he?" she whispers. Kevin rises and crosses to her, gently taking her hand. "Because he hates me. Because he saw what you felt for him." His eyes glisten. "ABI, I'm sorry for everything. But I can't let this stand." ABI feels a surge of protectiveness for Carl, despite everything. "I need to talk to him," she says, surprising even herself. "I'll come with you," Kevin says before he can stop himself. But ABI shakes her head. "No. This is my mess. I have to sort it." She leaves Kevin staring after her, torn between anger and fear for the woman he loves. Across town, Carl wakes in his flat, guilt and anticipation dueling in his chest. He hears his phone buzz, ABI's name on the screen. His heart thumps. He answers before checking the message, "Meet me outside Rover's at noon." The urgency in her text sends a jolt of hope through him. But behind it lies the knowledge that Kevin must learn of his treachery, and Carl steels himself to face ABI's wrath. At the Rovers, ABI waits on the pavement. Carl approaches, his face guarded. "ABI," he says, offering a false calm. "You wanted to talk." She crosses her arms. "Why, Carl? Why sabotage Kevin's garage? Why hurt him like that?" Carl's jaw tightens. "He lied to you. He hid his cancer. He treats you like a child." His voice rises with passion. "I only wanted to show him what it feels like to be betrayed." ABI's eyes flash with anger. "So you hurt innocent staff. You gambled with people's livelihoods. That's supposed to make me trust you." Carl catches her gaze, vulnerability breaking through. "I'm sorry. I lost myself for a moment." He steps closer. "But you have to choose, ABI. Me or him." She recoils, hurt cutting through her. "You accuse me of pity, but you're the one manipulating me." ABI's voice cracks. "I deserve better than being pawn in your revenge." Carl's expression crumples. "I love you," he whispers. I thought you felt the same." ABI looks away, tears shining. "I don't know what I feel." She inhales, voice steadier. "I need time to figure out who you are now, before I decide whether to walk away with you." Carl nods, swallowing the pain. "I'll wait," he says simply. And in that moment, both know it may be the longest wait of their lives. On the opposite end of the street, David and Lily have forged a fragile truce with Sam. Over tea in number 3's cozy back kitchen, Sam recounts everything he did that afternoon. Helping Toya paint planters, then going straight home. Neither he nor Toya nor Nick had the chance, or the motive to break into Lily's house. David grows pensive. "Then someone wants us to think it was you, Sam," he says. "But why?" Lily stirs her tea. "I can't think who. I don't have any enemies." Her brow furrows as she recalls recent tensions. A shadowy figure loitering near her art class. a man who slipped her a flyer for a graffiti cleaning startup she refused, odd phone calls late at night. Someone's messing with me. Maybe they want me out of the eco club, or out of Weatherfield. Sam leans forward. Then we find them, Lily. We check your phone records, the CCTV on the street. We'll catch whoever it is. David nods, resolve firming. We start tonight. I'll call a friend at the station for the CCTV, and Sam, you and Lily check the phones. Then we regroup here. As they plan, a new alliance forms, one that could bring them closer than ever before. Meanwhile, at Weatherfield Police Station, Inspector Costello and Lisa prepare for a controlled operation to bring Becky in. Carla waits in the station's visitor lounge, clutching the envelope of evidence. She paces until Lisa appears. We have a window tonight, Costello says. Becky's under surveillance near the Victoria Street Market. We can approach her as friends, de-escalate, then encourage her to surrender. Lisa exhales, relief and dread mingling. I'll go with Carla, she says. She needs someone she trusts. At dusk, they meet at the market entrance. Carla's heart pounds as she spots Becky arranging trinkets on a borrowed stall. Becky's face lights up at the sight of Carla, surprise, relief, fear flickering in her eyes. Carla approaches slowly, hands raised in peace. Becky, she whispers. We need to talk. Becky's breath hitches. Lisa and Costello step forward in plain clothes. Becky looks from Carla to Lisa, tears welling. She begins, voice ragged. I didn't want to do it. Carla kneels before her. Tell us everything. We can help you, she says softly, placing a hand on Becky's arm. Becky's shoulders sag, and she confesses, the stolen jewelry, the fear, the coercion by an unseen criminal. As she speaks, Lisa and Costello record her statement, promising leniency if she cooperates fully. Becky nods, relief shining through tears. The first step toward redemption has been taken. Over at Theo's new flat, the provisional solicitor's agreement lies unsigned on the kitchen table. Todd arrives with fresh papers for Theo's signature and news. I spoke to Danielle, he says. She'll allow supervised visits with the boys if you agree to a mediation plan and community service. Theo's gaze flicks to the unsigned agreement. I need to buy this place, he says. It's our home. Todd nods. Then let's sign. And I'll go with you to see your caseworker tomorrow. Theo's hand trembles as he signs his name, the first real step toward stability in months. As he finishes, Miles peeks around the doorframe. Theo crouches and opens his arms. Come on, son. Miles leaps into his father's arms, and for a brief moment, the world feels right again. At number 1, Dev, Bernie and Oddie labor through the morning under Rani's stern supervision. She inspects the seating plans, the floral invoices, the catering quotes, every line item as if she were auditing the National Treasury. Bernie and Oddie flinch at her probing questions. Rani's gaze softens only when she sees Dev's hands trembling as he carries a tray of hors d'oeuvres in for rehearsal. She nods once. I'll trust you to finish this. But no more secrets, and you both will work behind the bar tomorrow night to earn your keep. As Rani leaves, Dev exhales. Thank you, he whispers to Bernie and Oddie. They exchange a relieved but anxious look. The financial crisis is contained for now, but the debt remains. By late afternoon, the events of the day have set every household alight with tension and possibility. ABI gathers her courage and returns to the garage. Kevin is there, overseeing the last of his staff finishing up for the day. She steps into his office, heart pounding. Kevin, she begins, and in that moment, both know the delicate dance of apology, confession, and forgiveness is about to resume. Outside, Sam and Lily slip past on a mission to trace the break-in mastermind. Carla and Becky step into the station's interview room, forging the fragile bond of redemption. Theo signs his name on the mortgage papers, Todd beside him like an anchor. Dev locks up the house, Bernie and Oddie already behind the bar, Rani's voice echoing in his mind, no more secrets. As the sun dips low on July 24th, Coronation Street breathes with the weight of every choice made and every truth revealed. Tomorrow, the reverberations will echo further. Carl's plan to hurt Kevin may yet backfire. ABI will face her heart's true longing. Sam and Lily might discover a shared adversary. Carla and Lisa will guide Becky toward a second chance. Theo's new beginning will be tested by old fears. And Dev's wedding fund will be safeguarded. But at what personal cost?